Okay, so the reason we have buzzing on a sarod because it has no frets versus a guitar which has frets is as follows. So if you imagine a plane level and the string is vibrating in the first fundamental mode, it is like two people standing over here and running a skipping rope. The other possibility is a second fundamental mode where the string goes like this and like that. Now, if you just concentrate on this area, what you've got in a standard guitar is you've got two frets and the string is being pressed right over here with the finger, and when it vibrates, immediately past the point where it is being depressed, there is, and by the time there is any possibility of buzzing, you are at the next fret, and that is so far away that greater deflection of the string does not cause any buzzing. Now, as you approach close, that is one part. The second part is, if you consider the bridge to be at a standard height, and this is where you're pressing the string, that is angle 1. When you come here, when you are coming closer and playing higher notes, that same angle, which I'm calling angle 1 or angle A, let's call it angle A, is greater than the A angle over here. Now, over here what happens is that as the string is vibrating, there is one angle over here called alpha, and what you want is to take the string and raise it to the point where it is far enough away from the plate so that as this moves up and down, it does not cause any buzzing. To make that happen, the thing that is most clearly required is that this plate needs to be very smooth. Any bumps of any nature or any depressions will cause buzzing. They will either cause buzzing or a loss of the mean all of a sudden. So number one, this has to be very smooth with no undulations within a certain distance. The second is that because this alpha is greater, you can have a fairly straight line over here. But as you come here and this alpha becomes smaller, this plate can start to be angled as follows. So consider this. What I'm going to draw over here is that is towards the tar saptak, atitar saptak sa, and over here towards the kharaj sa or the pancham on the ma string or the tivra madhyam. Imagine if your plate was angled this way so that when you press down with your nail, there are no issues with that. What happens as a result is that from here to here, your plate has to be at different shallow angles. What this results in is a compound curve which is essentially straight, and then slowly starting to take off, and end up like that. That is the curvature along the string. Now I have exaggerated it over here, but ultimately that distance is barely 1 mm or 1.5 mm at the most. So I have a plate that I'm going to get made, and what that plate will do, it will have that exact same shape. So when you place that against the plate, you will be able to either see light underneath it or not see any light underneath it. And the idea is to use that plate as a template as the plate is being hammered to form that right shape. And that plate I will be mailing as soon as I reach Bombay, or maybe even from here. so that you have it. The other thing is that once the plate is hammered, any undulations, etc., that may be there need to be completely taken out. And to do that, it is possible to place some sandpaper and then use that very same template and to rub it back and forth on the plate at different places, maintaining the plate and exactly where it's supposed to be and moving back and forth very little, or potentially if this is the Sarod plate and this is the template that is sitting on top, to move it in this direction, and it would appear as follows. Imagine if this is the template that I'm using, I would be scraping either in this direction very slightly, but preferably in this direction, like that. So when I do that, it's going to remove any surface bumps over a period of time, doing that gently, and then ever so fine, changing the granularity of the sandpaper, making it finer and finer. And then once you reach a certain point and the sandpaper is really fine, we can just do this and polish it and chrome it up. Now that's the end of video number 2.